Hello there, all my YouTube people. I am having to come at you from a hotspot today because until I get internet at my house, more on that in a moment, this is pretty much my option. I can record things at home, but I like to get things done when the idea comes to me. This doesn't necessarily need to be a particularly long video. I just wanted to chime in here and say that I had some good news. The temp job that I have been talking about on the channel actually called me last week and confirmed that I start November 8th at 7 a.m. Probably will have a shorter first day, but even my training is going to be on my schedule, which is kind of unusual in itself. I don't know too many companies that run training on the associate's upcoming schedule. Most of them I've worked for that run training, it's usually on some other schedule that you have to meet, because that's when the trainer comes in. So I don't know how they're able to do that. That's pretty cool. Now, as I have mentioned, am a little bit trepidatious about a few things. I wish it were a little closer. I do like the concept of working 4 days a week, but that's just because I think we should be working 4 days a week in this country, and not necessarily 10 hours, but I am working a 4x10, which I have done before. When I worked for Dish Network, I worked a couple different 4x10s. I was in my 20s when I did that, so I'm sure it'll take a little more getting used to now that I'm a little older. I have been trying to practice sleeping as close to my schedule as I can. That has been a little bit easier said than done. I don't know if it's because I have allergies now as I've gotten older or what, but I have been waking up, not every day necessarily. It was there for a while, but I have been waking up with a headache, and that is just the kind of thing that'll ruin your day. I don't know how many people on my channel have had to deal with that, but man, you don't even want to start your day when that's going on. So even though I've been getting up relatively close to time, a few days I've had to just crash again because I've just woken up with a headache. I'm trying to survive on about 5 hours and 45 minutes of sleep so that I have a sufficient amount of time to get a few things done when I get home. This job is also not close. Being as far away as it is, I'm probably going to get up, probably going to leave an hour early for work. And being that my shift ends in the heart of rush hour, I suspect it's probably going to take me 45 minutes, an hour to get home. So I basically have a 2-hour commute, like round trip every day. I worked it out with ChatGPT the other night, and I'm going to be getting paid for 160 hours of work. But once you factor in fuel, getting ready, the commute, a couple other things, it's going to be like I'm putting 212 hours into work a month. And then that, if you do the math on that, that nets me less than $12 an hour. But, for the time being, there's no other choice. I mean, the economy's where it is, and people my age just aren't getting hired very easily. So On the other side of the coin, I am happy to have it. And as much as I might make a point about the 4x10, that is going to give me 3 days a week off in a row, which is nice. I can use that time to work my other job and net a little more income to kind of make up for the hours that I'm giving there. And since I get to kind of travel for my other job now, I sort of look at that as time off. I get to go to Oklahoma a lot, sometimes some other states, New Mexico, Colorado. I'm going to have to plan all that out a lot better because, I have to be back like Thursday night without exception, with enough time to get some sleep to be at work Friday morning. So there's that. Despite what I'm netting, I'm still getting, my hourly pay into my bank account. It's a pretty good paying job for these days. So I am good with that. It is not retail, nor is it a call center. It's essentially kind of more of a data entry position that requires a few other things to be done. So that's going to be good because I get to get something else on my resume, up in DFW that's not retail. And I think that might have been holding me back on getting certain jobs. Just that the only thing that I've done on my resume since I've come to DFW is retail work. All of that being said, everybody out there who's been in my situation knows full well that the best time to get a job is when you have a job, because that's when all the job offers you put out suddenly start coming in. Now, it would be advantageous for me to take a job that is more local, that pays even $1 or $2 an hour less. I would technically probably, after fuel, net a little more money that way. So that's not necessarily something I'm opposed to. This job could go permanent, but I have looked at the reviews on it, and it just doesn't seem like that's something that happens very often. And they do hire temps every year, so that's another thing to kind of, consider, I guess. So all in all, things are pretty good. It's about 12 days until I start that job. And then if I have a guess on things, it'll probably be the next week that I get paid, unless they're delaying it a week. Then it would be 2 weeks from the 8th. So it's still going to be kind of a difficult month from a fuel and food standpoint. That is the other advantage, is the job pays weekly, and I really like that. I'm basically going to make enough in a week to more or less pay my rent. It'll take that whole paycheck and a little bit from the next paycheck. And again, 2 weeks of the month I'm going to be getting 2 paychecks. So I'm just going to keep working my telecom job until my boss says, there's just not enough room for me anymore. And, when my dad retires, I might have a chance to go to that job with more hours, but it pays $6 less an hour than this temp job does. So I don't know. That'll have to be something I consider at the time. Word is we get most federal holidays off, which is nice. I've been told that's not necessarily always the case, but it's mostly the case. My team is normally off on Thursdays, so I would normally be off on Thanksgiving anyway. I'm not sure what they do about floating holidays and stuff. I'm going to have to ask about that. The other kind of issue would be that they at least for the first year, don't do a whole lot with paid time off. And apparently if you use time out of your absence pool, that counts against you, which makes some sense. But I guess what I'm wondering is what planned unpaid time off is going to do to me. But otherwise, things are looking pretty up. So there's, I guess, not a whole lot more to say about it. The company had me sign a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't really be too specific about where I'm working or what I'm doing. If any of you subscribers have that information, if I've given it to you, please do not put it in the comments. I could lose the job if that happens. So I just wanted to give you guys that update, and again, consider subscribing and liking this video. If you dislike the vid, please put in the comments why you did. I'd like a chance to change your mind. Anyway, thanks for sticking to the end if you did, and have a great day. And that's that. Goemonronin signing out.